Def6Hombre.
Hey, real quick for you guys, the man up league are Bobcat and Dougie. You already know that though. So, Ombre is a 10-man ride. Okay, what we're doing is sending the keeper out of the cage. This confuses the crap out of a lot of teams locally. Up there, I think they might, know it a little bit better. So if this doesn't work, we'll drop into a traditional ride, which we call Cloud, which we'll talk about another time. That was real simple.
Can we all pull this up? Ombre, however you want to use it. We'll call it ombre since that's what you guys are most familiar with. Ombre.
10-man hombre.
At its core, we are just covering everyone man for man. So instead of the pole dropping back and the goalie just hanging out in the cage, the goalie is going to actually hop on and attack it when they're clearing the ball. Past that, it's extremely simple. You're just man on man, all the way across the board. Where it changes, which I'll get to in a second, is back here. We are man on man, even on the opposite side of the field. So our attackmen are guarding their poles. Our minis are guarding their offensive guys as well. It shows that here in the drill.
Real quickly, sorry.
Yeah.
I like how aggressive we are on clears. We're going to keep that intensity. We do a really good job of putting pressure on. I think that's another reason we had a really good year this year was we did a fantastic job on clears, rides. So when you're riding this summer, fast and furious, on their hands, on their hands, on their hands, on their hands. Okay? Pressure. There's a chance for an attack when they lay some wood.
You guys really like to do that. Well, like Coach said for the attackmen, D guys like to throw checks. Most middies like to throw checks. This is where you attack and get a chance to get a revenge on your defense. They're on your hands all day. They're probably doing some stuff they shouldn't be doing. This is when you can really control the game, going back on the opposite side.
That being said, one of the things I don't like, and the main culprit's not here, is these.
Oh yeah, the one-handed racket.
So you're going to get Turner. So you're going to get a lot of flags on that. So the way you get your revenge, position defense, and then bodies. Okay? And I want poke lift, poke lift, poke lift.
Wait, we're talking about takeout.
I don't know who we're talking about.
I think we're talking about Sam. What are you talking about?
Nonetheless, fellas, 10 men. 10 men. They're clearing the ball here.
Listen up, guys.
Ball's being cleared here. Goalie's hopping on the attackman. D is on the attackman. Excuse me, attack is on the D, goalie's on the offense. This guy has the ball, middies drop down below. Preferably a more athletic, more intense midi. We'll decide who that will be on the fly or in that moment. Pole midi. This is where we don't usually ride, is on this half of the field. Usually we let the attackman just kind of press up, maybe form their L so they can make that fast break happen. But we're man up across the board. Most teams, once they see pressure here, they're going to try and walk the ball up. If it's not here, they'll just dump it over into this end. What we need to make sure doesn't happen, we're on their hands no matter what. The ball's here, we're locking these guys off. Man for man, body for body. If they run out of bounds, you run out of bounds for lack of better words. You go where they go, you do not let them catch the ball. We will give up this pass from this goalie down here. I don't know if y'all saw that SportsCenter play where the goalie scored from down here a couple minutes ago. That's something we cannot give up. But other than that, we can let them make that Gilman all the way over the top. This is essentially, especially important if their stick skills aren't that great. If we're locking everyone off, making one guy beat us.
Cameron, you should be paying attention.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be able to run this guy through this mess of people.
Cameron, because this is a big deal, man.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention and this falls apart, it's going to cost us the goal. So this time, we're running a little bit riskier stuff. And it means you got to know it and you got to play it hard. And if you don't, we'll fall apart. So you got to take the game to the next level. Part of that's right now. Please pay attention.
When we're on this side of the ball, this is our defensive side of the ball. Goalies are our players. We cannot let them get behind us. That's one of the keys, is that they are always in front of us. Just like in Cloud, everything stays in front of you. In here, say the goalie were to press up to midfield. This guy's below him, they're going to throw that pass to this guy down low. Does that make sense?
So we're pulling our keeper out of the cage.
Right.
So what we're relying on is your ability to apply pressure and not let them get it up the field. That's what we're relying on, okay? If that falls through, we have an open cage.
Say it does fall through. Everyone breaks down to the hole, match up inside out. We live to fight another day. We're not, it breaks down here in the middle, regardless of what happens. We're covered, match up inside out. No one that we're playing can score from midfield line. Protect the middle of the field, regardless of anything else. Questions?
Doesn't attackman run off because I only see two, like...
I might not have drawn everyone. No, the attackman should stay on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I drew.
There's only two.
Yeah, I misdrew that.
So what does our goalie really like doing out of cage?
He's guarding and attacking.
So why is he doing that?
I know, there's only 9 on the field, like
We
Ross.
have an extra guy.
Yeah,
So then we
get that extra guy. So what shouldn't happen is, they shouldn't get the ball in the midline. I think you can talk to the guys that ran it this year, when we ran it correctly, we frustrated the crap out of them, right? This guy right here is crucial, because this is a big spider web, right? The way you gotta think about it, typically I think we put Dina right here, right? Or Zach. Zach did a good job too. And this is just a big giant spider web in here. So anytime, because what usually happens is they end up getting in here, and when the ball comes, we collapse on her. This guy has to own this entire area, and it's a long pole, and so that frustrates, they're not used to that. Okay, so we're gonna jump them and make sure that we apply a lot of pressure from this side forward. So the ball should not get back there. That's why we're not concerned with the cage simply. Does that make sense? It'll make more sense when we run through it.
Well, I'm just confused. Like you said, you misdrew, but I just don't know where that other guy goes.
Real simply, attack or guard in the deep holes.
Right.
But
So he's got a midi down here.
It should be an attack.
We send the midi comes off the box, the deep pole comes on. So we just switched a shorty for a long pole. Tackman's here, tacking on the D guys. Now in the midline here, we've got an extra pole. Remember, midi's through the box, pole comes on, 4 poles at the middle, trouble for them, good for us.
Yeah. So wait, they have 4 guys back on this? Like,
They're regular.
Yeah, they have 3 attack me.
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Worry about. So here's what we do, Jack.
well, it's,
So if you're a midi, right? 1 midi is going to come off the field. 2 midis are going to stay. When the 1 midi comes off the field, we're sending a what on? A pole, right?
So this should be,
Yeah.
oh, this should be on this side.
yeah, that's what it's because there was 4 guys back.
Okay. That's right. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. On clears, the only thing I want to say on clears. Thank you. Not to the middle, right? And here's the thing, I know we know it. But in the heat of the battle, we forget about it. Not to the middle. Not to the middle. Let's go. Clears. Not to the middle. Not to the middle. Okay. So that's all we need to know on clears. You guys understand clears, right? An L clear. Everybody here knows an L clear. You know an L clear, Joey? You know an L clear? You know an L clear? Okay. Very simple. Got it, boys? Okay, so we've got accountability partners. Hey, the other thing is, you better get in shape.
Hold on, let's, real quick, before we stop, guys, I'm gonna send, hold on, guys, hey! We are gonna have practice. The thing is, last year we started in March with practices. We didn't do it this year, and that conditioning really helped out. A lot of you guys have been on the same team, so that's all good, but we only have time for like 6 or 7 practices. And so a lot of you guys are going to the Pedernales thing. We're having practice that Tuesday after you get back at 7:30. I'll send an email. Guys, we only have 6 practices. We gotta get you all on the same page. It sucks, but we don't have a whole lot of choice on where we can get fields. It's most important for the guys that have not been on this team. If a Harrison doesn't, this is just me, if a Harrison doesn't show up, he knows the plays. But if Cameron Boyd doesn't show up, it's a problem.
But here's the reality. If you don't show up, and I can tell you this spring, if you didn't show up on Saturday, Sunday, you didn't start and you played less, right? So I don't care who you are. If you don't show up to practice, you're telling me where you want to sit on the depth chart. Okay? The guys that come to practice are the ones that play. The ones that don't are the ones that don't. You can earn your spot very simply, work hard off the field, get in shape on your own. You don't have enough time to do conditioning and get everybody on the same page and gel. So you guys have to do, I don't want to run the stupid star drill for 35 minutes, but if we got guys that are dropping the ball, I'm going to bring my bounce back. You guys are gonna sit on the side, you're gonna be bounce back until you can throw with both hands. Because I'm not gonna slow everybody else down. But you guys have gotta be able to pass and catch, you gotta be in shape. So every day you should be running. I'd encourage some swimming. You guys know how to swim and prepare for altitude?
Yes.
What do you do?
Drink a lot of water.
Swim and hold your breath. So typically if you're doing freestyle, you breathe every other stroke. You need to start doing it where you're breathing every fourth, fifth, sixth stroke, stretching that out so your body gets used to less oxygen. So I'd encourage you to get to a pool and do a lot of swimming. What?
So we should do like jogging and swimming and wall ball every day.
Jogging and sprinting and swimming and wall ball.
What about?
And when you show up for practice, be there 15 minutes early, pads on. We've got, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours every practice? So something, a truncated amount of time, so you've got to be ready. And if you're messing around at practice, we're just not going to have it.
And
So
the other thing is, if we are fortunate enough to get more field time once school is done, like last year, the last 2 weeks, which is summer, we may do 3, again, it's only for 2 weeks, maybe try and push the third practice in, depending on, how well the team gels.
So, not a lot of practices. Work outside of practice, show up ready to go. We got it.
Just when we get to practice, fellas, we need you guys to bring that intensity, like we talked about when we were trying to pick out the man down people. As soon as we step on the field, the lights turn on, we have to go. We don't have time to kind of get you guys, to a good point in 15 or 20 minutes. As soon as we start, we have to start. We don't, like Will says, we don't have a lot of time. The teams that we're playing probably practicing a lot more than we have, so we have to maximize the few times that we do have.
Yeah, a lot of teams we're playing are year-round club teams.
Yep.
So they've had a lot of time to work, so they're not having to go through this stuff. So we're in the hole a little bit. We're going to have to dig out of this hole. If you're messing around in practice, I'm just going to push on the side. Simple enough. It's not fair to the other guys. The other thing is I need some leadership on the field. So I like this year, there's some guys that stepped up. Be stretching before I get there, so I like it if you're stretched and ready to go at times, so we're not taking some of that time to stretch. So identify yourself as a leader. Go ahead and take that role. Remember, our leader is always positive. We're not beating up on each other, so I want you guys to support each other. But let's make sure that we're ready to go at game time. You guys have any questions, any thoughts?